My name's Eric. I'm from Leiden University and I've graduated from computer science with the data science track in my master's, and I kind of focused a bit on quantum computing as well in that. And before I studied in Dublin in the theoretical physics as my bachelor's, so I have a mix of physics and computer science.
Why did you decide to pursue an internship in the US? So essentially, why did you apply for this program?
Honestly, I applied to the program because I heard about the program and I knew it was extremely difficult to get jobs or find positions in America if you're coming from Europe. And this was kind of a unique way to land a position in the States. And yeah, that was the main appeal to it, yeah.
So can you tell me a bit more about the internship itself? So what company, what's your role, what have you been focusing on, and for how long have you been here and how long will you still be here?
Okay, so I've been here for 6 months and I'm going to be here for another 6 months. I'm working at Applied Materials, which is kind of a very large semiconductor company in the Bay Area, and the area I'm working in is kind of R&D for optics, and specifically focusing on augmented reality glasses and kind of producing these augmented reality glasses for other large companies in the Bay Area. And I can't mention who they are, but yeah, so the job is for the first 6 months, in my original position, I was working kind of on machine learning and software engineering for measuring images, say, of these wafers. So Applied Materials are very good at manipulating materials on a nanometer scale. And so a lot of the tools they have, you need to have a mix of software and physics to figure out how good your wafers are. And that was me for the first 6 months, and I found an interest in a team which runs more simulations and is more of a theoretical physics team. And with them, I've started for the next 6 months, and that's, for me, more interesting. It's running machine learning and software engineering for large simulations of optics. I landed the internship through the Internship in the Valley program. I basically applied, put my CV and my motivation letter in, and then the program matched me perfectly with Applied Materials. And then next thing, I had 2 interviews for 2 different positions, and they were 1 hour interviews. First half an hour was questions about me, about my experience, and then the next half was half an hour of kind of technical questions. And then I heard back then a month later saying I got the position and I got sent a contract, and then it all became real and happened. So
how did the internship experience compare to the expectation before you arrived?
I think I suppose I didn't really know what to expect, because you have this idea in your mind of Silicon Valley, and when you're in Europe, and you may have seen movies like The Social Network or watched the TV show Silicon Valley, so you have some kind of idea. But for me, I didn't have a set expectation. I just knew that it would be an interesting role that matched my background, and I would learn good software engineering practices and develop new skills, and it was an exciting opportunity to live in California. So and so far it's been great. And for me as well, I also, within Applied Materials, managed to find a way to move to a team I was even more interested in. And then the Internships in the Valley program helped me with the visa extension as well.
And what are some of the biggest challenges you faced while adapting to the US, so both professionally and socially?
Professionally, I think there haven't been too many large challenges. It's more just the transition from going from being a student doing research in Leiden with a 5-minute cycle to the university to then working 9 to 5 and commuting 2 hours a day. I still get to work from home 1 or 2 days a week, so it's not too bad, but originally it was just that transition from being a student to a full-time worker and having less free time. But got used to that. Yeah. And I think socially I've been lucky that there's a good kind of group here of other interns in the program, and we have connections with them, and I meet up with them, and I've good friends who live nearby here in San Francisco, and we meet up every now and then. So my social group has kind of expanded from that, so that's helped a lot and made it easier to move somewhere new. It would have been a lot harder just moving without that group of people. And then, I suppose other things I might find challenging are, the extremities of wealth here, kind of. So you're, with homelessness and similar issues, coming from a European country, that can be a bit of a shock.
And your top piece of advice for a future candidate?
For me, I was kind of maybe a lucky situation where I had a background in physics and maths, and then also had a master's in computer science. So those skill sets, it's important to kind of find an overlap when you are applying for a position. That, say for me with Applied Materials, they were interested in me because of my kind of background. If I'd applied to general software engineering positions, I don't think I would have stood out as much. So it's definitely to kind of target what you want, and hope that they want you as well. Yeah.